What's up, guys? Welcome back to another karting video. This footage that you're seeing now was taken from the British Indoor Karting Championship, the regional finals in Leicester. It was a pretty good day out. I had some terrific racing. Now we're currently in quali as we skip ahead from the yellows. But I'll tell you the uh, the format for the day. It was a 10-minute quali, 2 heats, semi-final, and then a grand final. However, I don't have the footage for heat 2 because something went wrong with my camera. But today I've got heat 1, the semi, and the final, and those three races were definitely a lot of fun. Not much happened in heat 2 anyway, so doesn't really matter about that. As we skip ahead towards, I believe, the end of quali, as yeah, the checker flag comes out there, and we set our time with a 37.2. We're in 5th place for the heats, so not terrible, but it's definitely not particularly where I wanted it to be for quali. I'd say top 3 was probably the best place. We chip into our race engineers there. We've got GP on the left, Hannah Schmitz on the right, giving us all the information we needed. There's yeah, GP there just looking us over, telling me I'm in P5. Yep, lovely work there for my race engineers. As I have a nice little chat with them, see how stuff's going as we get ready for heat 1. So we start now with heat 1 as we line up on the grid, as all these races on the day were all rolling starts, which I wasn't too fussed about really. I've done loads of races that were rolling, so yeah. So we're all in a nice train now and getting ready to start the race. One thing that happened a lot on this day, there were a lot of aborted starts, and that became like a common theme on pretty much every race apart from a few of them. So like now, for instance, we start the race, but in other races I did, they were aborted, which is not brilliant. But anyway, we start off with heat 1 now. So we all charge down around the track, coming down onto the final corner now, as we fly away to start our first race. Then we have a spin. Oh dear, car spun right in front of us. We do gain a position there, as I accidentally load this guy. That was a mistake. But yeah, yellow flags are out there, so spin in there for that guy in front. We do gain a position, which is good. As we go back into green now, but you can just see first and second now I've got a massive gap, so that spin kind of messed us all up there, which is a bit of a shame. But we crack on and try and see what we can do now. As the guy ahead now, there, number 1 goes quite wide on the final corner, and he goes wide there again. So here now I've got a decent chance up here. Do I send it up the inside here? Not quite. As once again he goes wide. So number 1 here, not performing too brilliantly. But we come around the banking now. To be fair, I went a little bit wide there. I probably could have taken that a little bit better. But now I'm all over the back of number 1 now, as I'm just trying to think about making a move. As we try and keep the car nice and stable. We'll take a nice line through there. As number 1 looks over his shoulder to see where I am. I don't quite go for the send. I could have gone, I think. I believe I could have gone for an overtake. Do I think by here? I look up the inside, but there's a bit of contact, and that move didn't quite go to plan. And as the car behind me there, I gets a position there, so while trying to attempt to do the overtake, I ended up losing out to number 6 in front. So yeah, a little bit of a shame there. I think maybe on overtake I probably could have got past if I was a little bit later on the brakes. But yeah, messed that up a little bit. And I do get a penalty there. Not much really happened for that race after, just light still flag. Couldn't get past number 6 as well, which is a bit of a shame. But we ended that first heat in 5th, started 5th. uh, gained up to 4th, and then went back down into 5th. So not brilliant, but it is what it is. We'll have to take it. As we look over to our race engineers, they don't look too fussed. But yeah, as we jump out of the car, we were in number 9 for that race. As we jump on the scales, make sure we're all good. And looks like Gabriel Quinto gave us a good sign there. As we check back into the race engineers. So we now jump into the semi-final of the day. I did not have the footage for Heat 2. To be honest, nothing really much happened in Heat 2. I think I just stayed, I believe, in 5th the whole race, and then I managed to gain 1 position. So yeah, not much happened there. But we move on to the semi-final, which I think was probably my best race of the day, I would say. Just my overall pace was just really good. We start off with an aborted start of the race, which isn't very good. But as we get underway now for the green flags, you can see I messed the start up there by losing out to quite a lot of ground, as you can see from the car ahead. So my starts weren't particularly good this night, I will be honest. Most of the time I wasn't really ready on the green flag, which is quite bad for me. But anyway, we'll carry on, see how we do in the semi-final. And my fastest lap of the day was from this race. I managed to get, I think, a 36.7. It's a pretty good lap time, I thought. So yeah, see what we can do here. As I smashed into the barrier there, that was not a good line. That was not a good line, I will be honest. But I know that I know that we can do better. We've got potential. As a Marshall, we're running for dear life on the track. But you can see first and second now, I've basically made up a really good gap within about a lap or so. So yeah, the front runners were in the league of their own on the day, which was good for them. But yes, we're just staying behind. Not getting too aggressive at the start. Just want to let the race go its way and then just see what happens. As I did think I had better pace than number 8, I thought. As we go a little bit wide here, but 8 goes very wide. As he looks over his shoulder to see where I am. So I'm now just thinking about making a move. And we've got the track marshal there with his clipboard in his hand. Reminded me of Adrian Newey when he's scouting the grid. But yeah. And number 8, he smashes into the barrier. This is now a really good chance to make a move. Do I think about the move here? I go down the inside and I make the move. Up into 4th we go. And yeah, it was a fairly good move, I would say. It just went up full send basically, and yeah, made the move stick. So yeah, I think I stayed 4th for the rest of this race, I believe. So not really much happened after this, but my driving itself this race was really good. I thought very consistent, very smooth, and cut felt pretty good this race as well. I did enjoy that. So yeah. Now we just look to see how we do. So the carts ahead of us now are pretty much gone. As you can see, first and second are a long way ahead now. But I would say overall that I was losing quite a lot of my time on this banked hairpin here, as it was quite tricky to take. You had to sort of like brake smoothly but hard, shut the car in, and yeah, it's quite a difficult corner. But you can see we are gaining ever so slight to the car ahead. The gap was quite big before, and it just starting to close up now, as I thought I had better pace, but obviously on track is a different story than the lap time. So, but as you can see, we are slightly catching him. But I believe I got fastest lap of the race this this race I did get a 36.7, which is a very good lap, I think. But yeah, so we've got a back marker in front, I believe, who is going to go very wide here as he lets us through there. So thank you very much. Yeah, well, I will say that back markers weren't too much of a problem, which I do have respect for. When the blue flags were out, they always moved out of the way, so yeah, can't really complain much about that. And so yeah, as you can might be able to hear that I'm sort of smashing into a lot of barriers there, which you shouldn't really do. So yeah, like the more you do that, the more time you lose, which isn't good, obviously. But yeah, just trying to see what we can do now, as we are sort of not losing time, but also not gaining much time to the car in front, which I guess is it's not brilliant, but we crack on. Where it looks like here I'm gaining quite a lot. As we come around the final corner here to cross the line, we finished that race in 4th place with the fastest lap of the race, which I was very happy about. And yeah, overall was a good race. Pace was really good. Made the overtake, and yeah, just controlled it from there. I think maybe if I was on it a bit more, I may have got the car in front. But hey, P4 is still good. Race engineers there looking as concentrated as ever, as we have a little chat with them.
Fastest lap.
Do you want to know what you got? What? 36.787.
So we move on now to the grand final, the Bikc regional final, and boy, I was excited for this one. As we start off with an aborted start, as you do. Don't really know why. I guess people were sort of out of line. But we start the race here with little issues. We come to there, but I get smashed from behind again, and Ben manages to get around us there. So yeah, not a good start. Getting loaded from all sorts of dimensions. But yeah, we lose out there at the start, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway, we keep our head down and we crack on. So we start lap 1 now. And as you can see, it's very close. Ben is all over the back of Luke there. But yeah, so I'm just trying to tag on behind, lose a bit of time there from Ben. I will say that this kart didn't feel particularly quick. Number 19 is the one I had. It wasn't a brilliant kart, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, we crack on. See what we can do. And Marshall again, legging it for dear life up the outrun. But yeah, it's all a learning curve, I suppose. So we lose a little bit of time there. Clipboard man watches over us. But yeah. So this is the point of the race where an incident happens, where the driver on the right there has his chain snapped, which isn't good, as we gain a place there. However, the red flag will be coming out, so even though it says that I'm 8th, even though I'm at some point 7th, I'm going to be in 8th for the restart, so there's no point in changing that. So we look over the show, you can just see how close this race was from behind as we get ready for the restart now. It's a very, very long red flag, about 5 minutes I think, which is quite long. We mess up our start there. One thing I will say is after the red flag, just in general, the car just felt quite slow after the red flag. And it was probably because maybe the tyre temps just dropped down and the whole car was just sat there doing nothing, which just made everything feel really slow. It's a bit of a shame. As we look down the inside of Ben there, we get the move done. However, though, Ben has the inside line here and he takes me back. So yeah, some pretty good racing. But yeah, at this point of the race, I was just trying to hang on because this car did not feel quick. It's just a bit of a shame. Come down to, you know, the grand final of the regionals to have quite a poor car. It's a bit of a shame. But yeah, we'll ignore that and concentrate on the future, I guess. But yeah, we're just trying to see what we can do now. It's getting toward the end of the race. I don't want too much hassle, I suppose. But yeah, I would say overall, I think the organisers of Bikc did a really good job. It was definitely a fun day out. It was a very long drive as well. It was about 2.5 hours to get here and then 2.5 hours back, so probably about 5-hour round trip. So yeah, long drive. But that's the joys of motor racing, I guess. You travel around the country, which is good fun. But yeah, you can see in front we're not really chasing. We're getting close on the entries, but we're just losing on the exits. You can see Ben painting us around a massive send down the inside. What a move! Wow, definitely shoved the Luke out of the way there a little bit, but it's still an overtake. But yeah, so we clip the barrier on the outside. Not brilliant. So yeah, it's getting to the stage now, end of the race. Just want it to come to a good end, I suppose. But yeah, you can just see how from first place there's a lot of traffic as well. I was thinking that they were all gonna pull away, but they weren't too far ahead actually. So yeah, so it's interesting. I'd say biggest struggles of the day. The banked hairpin I was probably struggling with the most. So that brings us to the end of the video now. BIKC 2023, it was a good championship. I really enjoyed it. We finished the race in 10th, so yeah, not brilliant. But hey, it's my first BIKC. I'll take it. I think I was on call for a P8. Uh, without the red flag, I would have thought, as basically after the red flag, kart just felt really slow after. Just lost all the temps back, struggled to get it back, but yeah, overall it was a pretty tough race. But we look forward now to, I guess, the next one. So you have a nice little chat here with Luke, and yeah, yeah, it was yeah, it was a good day out. I did enjoy it. Everyone in the family enjoyed it as well. So we check the weight scales, make sure we're all good, and yeah, looks like we passed that. And that brings me on to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys.